Hello, guys. I'm just going to make a quick comment on what I think is a very important issue, which is the state of the Republican Party. Um, Now, I, for one, have been saying over the past couple of years that the Republican Party, the reason why I've never, claimed, and probably at this point will never claim to be a member of the Republican Party, even though I do vote for Republican candidates, is just the fact that I have always found it very difficult to associate myself with a party that always seemed to me to be very weak in terms of sticking with and abiding by those values that their constituents basically support. Whereas, even though there is fracture over on the left with the Democrats, with more far left and more moderate Democrats, they do stick together. Whereas over on the Republican side, um, they, as Steve Turley put it recently, it's almost as if the Republican representative or the Republican elected officials, except for Trump, for the most part, just represent the right side of a Democrat duopoly, right? So I just think that what the Republican Party really should focus on is how to support and galvanize their base. Realize that for the most part, those people that are categorized as Trump supporters is not solely that they're Trump supporters. They do represent a more populist constituency, and that you should pay attention to those values that they hold so dear, which falls right in line with the ideology of the Republican Party. But again, they're more representing a traditionalist, um, populist, nationalist ideology, which again falls right in line with being a Republican. The only thing is, most, as you could see, you have to look no further than the Secretary of State of Georgia, and their governor, that they they enter politics for their own, and this is not unique to them. It's a lot of the so-called establishment. They enter politics for their own personal benefit, whether or not it's the actual benefits, um, making money, personal gains, and not really fighting for those people that put them there in the first place. So we see over and over again how their constituents are asking them to look into certain things or to support a certain idea, and they come up with all kinds of reasons why they can't. I saw one legislature from Georgia recently said that, while he would support, full audits, a lot of the other members don't want to get on board because they fear Antifa. Yet, Joe Biden said recently during the debates that Antifa is not an organization. It's not real. It's just an idea, right? Antifa is just an idea. Well, Antifa is a very powerful idea that, you know, is causing Republican legislatures to, you know, not act on behalf of their citizens because they feel a fear for what happens to them physically. So that must be some idea, right? But moving beyond that, the Republican Party basically needs to come together and support all of the ideas and all of the policies that the people that vote them into office hold dear. And if they don't do that, then you're going to find, and we're all going to find, that people are going to stay at home, not vote, and then something as severe as the Democrat Party controlling the Senate is going to happen, simply because a few members, which are the elected officials, over and over again show their constituents that they have no interest in what those things are that they care about. They only have personal interests and personal vendettas and personal jealousy, right? A lot of people know that Donald Trump winning the nomination or becoming president on the Republican ticket was kind of like a third party candidate, winning for the Republicans. What the Republicans should really focus on, I believe, though, is the fact that that huge galvanizing of the Republican base is just what a lot of those Republicans in the country were looking for many years, and they've just now found it in Trump. And if they want to keep that, and if they want to go forward, and if they actually want to accomplish, I already mentioned that what those people want, what all these Republicans want, falls well in line with the conservative ideology in the first place. So just take a step back, stop all this focus on personal gains, which breeds corruption, and start focusing on the values. If that happens, you're going to find a very powerful Republican Party and a lot of success on behalf of conservative values, a lot of support and strength given back to the Constitution and laws that abide to the under the Constitution of the United States, and a lot of success in those regards. So I'll end there and said that's just my point of view on what Republicans need to focus on.